If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome everyone back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, the Innkeeper, and this is our live call and talk show all about the Wheel of Time. We're here to celebrate 7,500 subscribers. This is a pretty big moment for us. Every time this happens, we appreciate it. It's all because of you guys, obviously. You show up live, you tell people about the show, and we're just really excited about that. We really appreciate that. So we like to get together and just kind of celebrate these milestones. But before we get my guests in, before we start chatting all about this, I want to let you know that Wednesday we actually have another Watt Wednesday episode. It's a Watt TV channel and news extravaganza. This is where we talk all about what's coming up on the channel for August, and we actually break down the Wheel of Time news. We'll have some guests, and as always, we're going to do lots of giveaways because I like celebrating once a month at the beginning of the month. So that's our only announcement. I'm not telling you anything else about what's coming out in August. You'll have to show up on Wednesday, or just keep showing up every Watt Wednesday because we'll be back, and even on Sundays. But that's all I wanted to go ahead and announce right now. Let me bring my guests in. Welcome, Todd and Mary. How you guys doing? I like how you have your cup.
Gotta have it.
Yeah, right. That's right. Who has their cups out there? You know, we won't see them, but yeah. Cheers from the Dusty Wheel. So,
I forgot mine.
Well, congratulations, you two. By the way, I appreciate having you both on with me.
And Tal is here in spirit. She's just not feeling well today. She had a disagreement with the Mistress of Novices, and she's still recovering from that because Tal is not one to back down.
Exactly. By the way, I love Shantania's comment in chat. The Innkeeper doesn't throw around the word extravaganza lightly, people. That's right. It does not. By the way, yeah, I just want to ask you both about this. And Todd, Mary, do you remember when we first started this thing off? Were you ever expecting us to get to this point, 7,500 subscribers? Were you ever expecting to become YouTubers?
Never.
No. Still don't think I am.
I love never.
I made fun of my son because he said that's what he wanted to do, and I was like, right, because yeah, right, okay, sure, and here I am. Yeah.
And how about you, Innkeeper?
Well, it's funny. I think I've said this before, but my daughters especially, they love YouTube, and I'm not sure. It's like I've encroached on their space. You know, like they were not expecting Dad as YouTuber. That was not in their life goals, which I get. Right?
Are you making it not cool, Dad?
I'm making it not cool. Like I said, I'm on. You know, obviously on the internet, I'm a website designer or web application designer. And, you know, I never wanted my parents to join the internet. You know, I didn't want them to show up on social media and start talking about stuff. That was the thing I did not ever want. So I get it. I've
yeah, but the crappy thing about it is, Matt, when I started on here, I was still in my 20s when I was doing internet stuff, you know, and now here we are.
And you're not 20s.
And I'm not 20.
You're not 20, Todd?
No, not even. Yeah.
Well, let's. I mean, I'm kind of accused. Yeah, Stephen Rawls, Dad as YouTuber, world turned upside down. Exactly. It is. And Beth, I agree. We all need mugs. That's one of the things I want to talk about. Merchandise. I got to figure out how to get you guys a store where you can all buy this mug if you want it. You know, and other kind of fun stuff that we talked about doing. I'm working on that. Just haven't got around to having kind of a fixed store all the time. We'll get there. We're we're still growing. We're still growing. So I kind of wanted to bring up the latest episode, which did the notes episode. Did either of you catch that one?
Yes.
I got to watch some of it. Yes.
So what was? It's an interesting thing, at least for me, to go back and look in the notes and see something like when we talked about Taim and Demon and also Asmodean. Like, what does it feel for you? At least, canon says something, and then the notes say something else. What's your opinion about that, Mary? Like, do you go with the thing that you believed most, and to you that becomes canon, or is it just like notes are kind of fun to have, but there's canon and it's indisputable?
Well, that's one of the fun parts about the series is, you can interpret it however you want. I mean, heck, we've been doing that for decades, haven't we?
True.
But what I like about the notes is it kind of shows a creative process. I mean, we all know that the Wheel of Time is a massive series in terms of word count, in terms of books, but then there's also this massive collection of notes, and they're meticulous. They're absolutely meticulous. Jordan could write and write and write, and we like to pick it apart, and there are things that we definitely don't agree with. That's part of the fun. We don't have to agree with everything, but I like the fact that he thought about doing things one way and then just completely changed direction because he could. He really was the creator.
Yeah, I guess that's the fun part about it is he made the change. That's his right. It's his books. It's canon. And so we get to, I mean, for a theory like the one dealing with who killed Asmodean, I have a lot of skin in that game. And so I like holding on to that piece of information. But at the same time, I know that's not fair to say that somehow the notes are right and the books are wrong. So, by the way, I want to open the phone lines. Taylor, if you want to throw that up for us. I want to open the phone lines and just have it open the entire panel today as we're talking, however long this goes. Give us a call. Let us know if you have a question, comment. It's a kind of an ask us anything casual event today. Whatever you want to ask us about, we may or may not answer, depending on what the topic is. But just give us a call. Again, if it's something you want to see us do more of, less of, you want to rant and rave about something. Yeah, we just want to leave the phone lines open the entire time. So it's 1-313-825-5968. I want to cover a couple comments in chat right now. I love this. Demon Dread's here, and he said, "Justice for Demon Dread." I like that. Vance said the notes vindicated the theories. Yeah, there's something nice about that. Having spent so much time kind of looking into these theories, you both have to admit this. It is nice, though, to have vindication. Like, at least we know Robert Jordan was thinking this at some point, and that's what transcended into the books. And so he changed his mind, but at least we were right. I think it's that aspect of, I put a lot of time into something, and having a little bit of vindication is pretty nice.
It makes me wonder where it would have gone if he would have kept going in that direction. Would we have had Shara in there at all, or would it have been a totally and completely different ending?
Yeah, I often wonder that too. I think I want to say Therese and Linda both brought this up, which was the very little that we do have about Shara and Demon Dread is a lot from what Brandon wrote, right? There's not a lot of that in the notes as far as we're aware, but there might be, again, this is whole idea where there's some notes and things we don't have access to. So as far as what we've seen so far, so it would be nice to know that there was some Demon Dread file out there that was explaining some of this, I like how Greg Hearn wrote, I wonder how many parents have bought the kids a computer in hopes it would lead to a good job, only to see them make a fortune streaming some crap game. Yes, right. That's a good point. I like how Andrew just said, I interpret the notes to mean that Rand is not the Dragon Reborn. I like that. By the way, if you're watching, there will be light spoilers just because, we're just talking and chatting about episodes we've had. So we won't purposely go out to spoil the books. We'll try to preempt anything, but know that you might hear something that might, affect your enjoyment of the books if you love the mystery aspect. We have callers coming in. Let's bring them on to the show. And it's a first-time caller. Michael, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How you doing?
Hey, Matt. Hey, guys.
Hey.
So what's up?
Hey, so I finished Memory of Light just a week and a half ago, and I got a couple of quick questions. I have a lore question about the healing of Stilling.
Okay.
It was my impression from reading, like picking up kind of the subtext or whatever, like the healing of Logain versus the healing of Swan, that like there was some kind of mechanics of like a woman being able to fully heal a man and a man being able to fully heal a woman from stealing. I don't know if that was ever established or not. It was just something I was curious about.
Yeah, good curiosity. Good question. That one did come up. That was one of the things that we definitely wanted to ask Jordan about, and thankfully one of the things he did answer while he was alive. He answered that was the mechanic that he was adding in here. To fully heal one or the other, you had to have the opposite do it. And so that gets us really far down the road of, but if it's the same and only partially healing, and we've talked a little bit about, and I think this was during maybe the 1 power episode we did. I can't remember. You have to go back and find it, but we did talk about this in detail, which is, how much does that connection, is it the surgery? Could they be, we don't know for sure if they can be re-stilled and then re-healed. That I don't think that was ever established by Jordan, if that would be the case. In other words, someone that's been healed by, let's say it's a female that's been healed by a female channeler, and then could they be restilled and then healed by a male channeler, and then would that do it? I'm assuming that's the case. I don't see why multiple stillings and healings would not just be possible.
I've seen a lot on this. Would somebody really want to still themselves again?
Yeah, right.
Because it seems like it's a pretty horrible thing to do, and if you don't care,
a little bit is better than nothing at all.
Right.
And who knows if it's analogous. If you build up too much scar tissue, the connection won't be as solid as it was in the past. And
I like that. Yeah, it's a great question, Michael. As far as the books, by the way, congratulations getting through the books. There's a lot of episodes you can go back through now, because we do have spoilers in almost every episode. So is there a particular topic that's really interesting to you that you would like us to see us do an episode on?
Well, I'm just kind of getting on the tip of the iceberg here. Listening to your back catalog, but I guess this may be connected to my show speculation question. I don't know if you've done any creature feature episodes about all the different animals and all that kind of stuff.
We haven't done that particular topic, so I love that idea. Doing a deep dive on, kind of a monsters episode, if you will. We have spoken about them, but only in conjunction with other things. So yeah, that's a great topic. I'd love that one. Is there a particular, monster of the week that you would like us to,
Bella.
Bella. Is there a particular kind of one of the Dark One's minions that you would like to know more about?
All right. Well, I guess the darks, the shadow spawn versus the creatures from Cientian, and then the kind of the different natures of hey, this is biology, or this is shadow spawn, born of the shadow kind of thing. I think that's an interesting divide that's made, and how the confusion that happens in the world because of that.
Yeah, I love it. We'll definitely take a note of that one. I love the idea of doing that. So thank you very much for being a first-time caller. Thanks for watching us. And once again, congratulations getting through the books, and looking forward to seeing you back on the show. Okay.
Do I have time for one more question or no?
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
Oh, I was just curious. There's something I was thinking about because of, because of the elephant in the room of Game of Thrones or whatever, and then the nature of Rand being the dragon reborn, and that being the constant theme of the book's constantly referring to him. You're the dragon, and the dragon tattoos on the arms and everything. And then there not really being any dragons. I mean, I know that, Bao the Wild fights a worm out there in Shara that we don't see on screen in the books. So I was just curious if you think if that will be something that's changed in the show. Will Rand ride a dragon? Will he turn into a dragon in the world of dreams? Will there be some kind of dragon type thing going on in the show that's not in the books? And I can hang out, but thank you so much, guys. It's lovely to discover the show.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hey, great call. And yeah, Michael, thank you very much for calling in. And I probably should have thrown this up. Like I said before, the show's containing spoilers. We'll just leave that up there. Why not? Just so everybody remembers that as people call in. This is a great question. I can answer this one. And Mary and Todd, you can correct me if I'm wrong here. As far as dragons themselves showing up, as I think was the question, would we actually see a dragon? What's interesting is that everyone thinks the Torokin, that's how I always say it. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation. I'm sure chat will correct me if I'm wrong. From the Shanshan, certainly looks or seems like a dragon, and Robert Jordan would be like, nope, that's not a dragon. That's not a dragon. So they certainly could go the dragonish route, the whatever Wheel of Time's version of that with that Shanshan character, but
I hope not.
I know, but I see you shaking your heads. Yeah.
I think it would be too much of a divergent from the books, and I'm not sure what it would add other than ooh, cool. No offense to the idea, but I hope it doesn't. Or if it is, it's just handled.
I'm not sure. By the way, I'm not sure if they're making fun of me in chat with toe rockin', but I don't know how to say. I don't know how to say that. Other than that's how I pronounce it. Do you? And I want to see from the chat. Do you want this to be the case? Wait. So Christian just said, Matt, that is how the audiobooks say rockin' and toe rockin'. Okay, good. So about that, thumbs up in chat if you would like to see the toe rockin' be the dragons of the Wheel of Time, or if you want thumbs down if you'd like to see them go and make it completely other and not even look anything like a dragon. I'm seeing Joe said no. That's it'll be interesting. So let's bring in our next caller. I'm kind of curious to see what chat comes up with. We're gonna do a giveaway here. I'll have Taylor throw, by the way, a little kind of join this giveaway up here shortly in chat. So if you're watching across anywhere on social media, but if you're watching this now and it's live, come over to YouTube, jump into chat, sign in, and you'll be able to join into that giveaway in just a second. So let's bring Andrew onto the show. Andrew, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How you doing?
Hey.
Thank you. How's it going?
Good,
I have
man.
a question for you with regards to the stuff that happens at the end of the series, whereas the changing of the rooms, the Hindersnap stuff. Would you consider that just mere bubbles of evil, or is that breaking down of the pattern as opposed to some of the weird stuff that happens earlier in the books, the so-called bubbles of evil? And I would interested to hear what all you have to say about that.
Okay, yeah. Mary, do you have an answer here? Or
Well, if I remember correctly, the bubbles of evil were described as the Dark One's influence bubbling up from his prison as the seals on the prison have weakened, and they attach themselves to threads and then pop, and then strange things happen. There's it's logical to assume at that point that as they are inserting themselves into reality, that it could be damaging reality, and the bubbles the seals are broken as the series goes on. So you could get larger bubbles, you can get more intrusion from the outside into the inside, causing more damage, and localized or wide scale. I mean, we do see wide scale damage with the food rotting, and there could be large, like Hinderstap is a localized, large scale disruption of reality.
Yeah, so
I think it's sort of different, because I look at it as more the other stuff. I see what Mary's saying, but I think that there's, at the end, you have the fraying of the pattern and some of that stuff, like the ghost walking and the stuff like the town rising where Matt and Tuon and crew see, and that stuff. So, you get in the last battle, you get the World of Dreams itself is fraying apart. So that would have been my take, but, I guess you guys may know more than I do. So.
Well, I think Robert Jordan answered it. I want to say that he did answer that, or maybe it was Brandon. I guess it would be Brandon in this case. I thought Brandon answered this to say that it was the breakdown of the pattern. I thought that's what I would say this, which is they do display similar interactions with the pattern.
Yeah, it seems like I remember something about when they're describing when it started to happen, that maybe there was a bubble of evil that caused it to fray. That's a good word as I can come up with. I kind of like that.
And maybe we'll do, Andrew, during the show, maybe I'll try to sneak a peek over to the interview database. I'm pretty sure Brandon answered this one, so that's a great question.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. So
it's the nothing, like in the never-ending story.
Exactly. So no, great question, Andrew. By the way, really appreciate you being along for the ride here at the Dusty Wheel, and as always, appreciate your question. And we'll talk to you soon.
I got a topic for a future episode.
Oh yeah, tell me.
I would be more like a sort of expose on the Chosen as who did sort of from a Chosen perspective, who did a good job, who basically in effect stayed in the trapped in the bore. So
okay, yeah. That's a good one. We did a Halloween episode as the most evil of all the Forsaken.
Oh. Yeah, but that's sort of different, and that is true. Yeah, we did that.
That one, but I like the idea of doing more of an expose on them. That's a great idea. Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate that, Andrew. Talk to you soon.
Have a good afternoon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Todd, what do you think about that? Yeah, maybe, Todd, you can take a look. I don't know if you have access there. You can look in the interview database on that one. I'm kind of curious if I think Brandon answered that one. So
yeah, I can look it up.
Yeah, that was. I swear there's an answer for that one. I don't remember which way he went. I thought he went the breaking down of the pattern way, but it's considering how it turns out, it could be that there's a persistent bubble there. So let's bring our next caller to the show. I think you all know this individual, Oscar from Sweden. Oscar, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Welcome back, I should say. How you doing?
Hello once again. Thank you for having me, and congratulations for 7,500 subscribers.
Thanks. It's awesome. Thanks. It's a good time. Good time for sure. We're excited. We can't wait to 10,000 is going to be crazy. I can tell you that.
I can imagine. Well, I do have a small rant, but it's pretty much specific about the Swedish distribution of the series.
Okay.
So, if you didn't know, the Swedish parts of the series has currently come out in 22 parts. And that is because in Sweden, they have divided up every book in two. And here we have a problem. 22 divided by 2 is only 11. So only the first 11 books have been released in Swedish. Because when Robert Jordan passed away, the distribution of the Swedish books, I think it was Natur and Kultur, but they decided to not go forth with the last 3 books. So these books have never been translated in Swedish and still haven't to this day yet.
Oh, man.
Which is why I also hope that the show itself will be good enough for a complete new rewrite of the Swedish version. And I mean, of course, I read the last 3 books in English, of course, because, of course, I need to finish the book series, right?
Yeah, that's interesting. I had no idea. I wonder how many other languages there haven't been, the last 3 books haven't been translated into. I kind of wonder if that's how common that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I also read the other day that it's in the same situation about in the Portuguese versions of the books. I'm not really sure, but anyway, but one thing about the Swedish version I can say that I'm currently working on a video in which I will rate the Swedish covers of the book. So that will maybe come up when I have the time.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, time for my question.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So, in the whole series of The Wheel of Time, what would you consider is your favorite weave that has been woven?
The favorite weave?
Your favorite either side-in or side-out woven weave.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so favorite weave of Side-in or Side-ar. I'm going to open that question up. I want to send that question out to chat. I'm kind of curious. Answer Oscar's question here in chat. What's your favorite weave of Side-in or Side-ar? You can kind of pick it. That's a great question. Anything coming to mind for you two? I have to say that like the ability to put a mask of mirrors or whatever that whatever they call it, the ability to kind of look like someone else, right? Or even the more advanced capability of actually being able to change more features. I think for me, that's one of the most interesting ones because from a book standpoint and a reader standpoint, you can't then trust everyone's impression of who they're talking to and who they're seeing. So I love mystery in books. I don't know if anyone's gathered that, but so that one for me would be that's one of my favorites, just because it adds this complexity to when you're reading as a reader. What do you, Todd? What's yours?
I would have to go with traveling. I think it would just be cool to be able to just decide you didn't want to be where you were and go somewhere else, and do it instantly. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's I like that one. Mary, do you have one that's coming to mind? Healing? Well, yeah, right. Healing in general would be you went for definitely the altruistic side of this.
Yeah, what the hell's wrong with me? Because Todd took traveling.
Fine, healing. That's true. That'd be good. Oscar, do you have a favorite weave? Do you have one that's your favorite?
I'm currently going between the two. Either Baleside, because I think that would be kind of cool looking in the show. But at the same time, I also like the fact about the Tel Aranriod to be able to wander into the dreams and thus pretty much wander into a different reality of the world.
Yeah. Those are really good. I saw in chat Death Gates. That's a good one too. That one I can't wait to see on the show. That'll be crazy. Hey, Oscar, thank you so much for calling in. Appreciate you. I'm glad we were able to have the show during a time where it's not so late for you. It's only about 11 o'clock right now. What time is it for you right now?
10:30.
That's early. Early. Yeah. Hey, have a wonderful night, and hopefully we'll continue seeing you in chat. Okay.
All right, Matt. You want to hear?
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you. Bye bye.
Sorry. See you later, Oscar.
Yeah,
I like this one was in chat. The creation of ter'angreal. Having the power be useful beyond just the people who could use the power. Standing weaves, ter'angreal, useful tools, stuff like that.
Nice. I like it.
That was Christian said that.
Yeah, that's a great one. Todd, you were going to give us the answer there?
Yeah, so what Brandon says is that Hinterstaff was his addition, and he put it in because Harriet said we need things to be scarier. And so he came up with a cooler bubble of evil.
A cooler bubble of evil?
Yeah, and because he wanted it to be freaky. She wanted it to be freaky and scary, so he did his best.
I like it. So I mean, So basically, he's saying it is a bubble of evil, and because it wouldn't just explain it from the way that it persists over time.
Right.
Wouldn't necessarily explain the pattern breaking down. So yeah, there's the answer: bubble of evil. Yep. I had forgotten about that. And the I like that piece of it. Like, we have two other callers on. We're gonna bring them in, and then I had some questions about just kind of what everyone thinks they'd like to see the Dusty Wheel do next. So let's bring our next caller in. Joe is on the line. Joe, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How you doing?
Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you so much. It's awesome to hear your voice. It's Joe from Takaranrion, for those of you that are listening. How you doing?
Yes, I'm good. I wanted to I was just calling to say congrats to you for the 7,500 subscribers, and to Todd and Mary and all of the other panelists that you've had on. I just wanted to say, in addition to congratulations, I just wanted to say thank you, because you're doing the Light's work right now, bringing the entire Wheel of Time community together, the fans, the content creators, and everybody, and you're filling a hole in all of our hearts, Matt, that we needed to be able to come together.
That's what this show is about. It's filling hearts, filling your Wheel of Time hearts to your greatest content. I mean, well, I want to ask you that question. You're a content creator in the Wheel of Time, and I'm kind of curious. What do you feel is the state of Wheel of Time content creation at this moment? And for those of you that are out there in chat, and kind of like, what are you feeling about the state of content creation right now?
It's an exciting time. It's a very exciting time. I mean, I'm kind of new to the content creation area. Well, actually, oh my God, it's almost like we're coming on a year now that we started our podcast. And, I know before then there wasn't that much. There were a few content creators out there. And since the news of the show has come out, I think that's really, increased the whole community and content creation of it. And it's like an exciting time just because we're all leading up to the show coming out, and no one knows what's going to happen at that point. So it's been really fun and exciting to do this.
Yeah, it is. I think it's exciting, especially and this is not to diminish whatsoever the experience of the pandemic. What I mean by this is, considering what's happening in the world today, it's been nice at some level to kind of not get lost in content creation, but just to have so much content out there. And I think it's gotten a lot more so because people have been at home and maybe had a little more time than they were spending outdoors. So I feel like there's just so many content creators coming. And I saw the stained glass window that, Wheel of Time fan just created. I don't know if those of you on social media saw that. I wish I had a picture of it. I don't. Just amazing work and just random things like just so many different types of content creators, which I think is really cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone saw this amazing cake that Wheel of Time cake that somebody made.
The Wheel of Time cake. Right.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing as well. So, yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. And, I'm glad to be a part of it and glad that we started diving into the community. Because, I read these books. I finished reading these books years ago when, Memory of Light came out. And it was kind of like, that lull for me at least. And then once the news of the show coming out, I think it's revived the entire community.
Yeah, just imagine. It's hard to imagine what this is going to be like, as we get much closer to the show premiering. Like the trailer coming out, I feel like is going to be like the bell toll. I feel like there's going to be like a frenetic energy from that moment until the premiere, and it's like it's all building at this moment. Joe, what would you like to see Dusty Wheel do next? What content creator, guest, other than bringing your wonderful selves back on the show, which is going to happen.
I thank you for that, because to be honest with you, you've been very supportive of our podcast, and I think it's helped us a lot. So I wanted to thank you for that, having us on and be on multiple times. But so going forward, I know right now it's not going to happen because I've tried and we've reached out to Amazon and such, but getting closer to the show when the actors are going to be free to be able to talk about it, that would be great at some point later on when you're able to do that, is to get some of the, actors or crew or anybody involved in it to come on the show and talk about it.
Yeah. Can you imagine an actor here speaking live with us on the Dusty? Would be amazing. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that would be so cool. Or Sally. Yeah. Let's interview Sally Richardson.
Oh, one of the directors. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. Like when that becomes a reality for all content creators out there, but certainly I would love to see somebody on the show someday here. That'll be awesome. Yeah, I agree. That feels like a wish and hope for the future. So to the future, cheers, Joe. I really appreciate you giving a call in. Really appreciate you waiting online there for us. And yeah, and count on it. I have a fun episode coming up that I want to try out, and Talk Around Riyadh is going to be part of that. Well, if you want.
Ooh.
So.
Sure.
I'll send you a note on it. So, hey, we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that would obviously having someone from the show, on this show.
Absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah. It would be a lot of fun. And I agree that cake, if you have not seen this Wheel of Time cake, I'm pretty sure you can just go on YouTube. I think we tweeted something about it. Narg tweeted. Everyone tweeted about it. So definitely go look up the Wheel of Time cake. It's a lot of fun. And there's like kind of a making of the cake. Video.
I didn't see that, but I did find the stained glass window, and I put the Twitter account that it was on. It's Edward's Little Dragon Reborn. I put that in the comments.
Oh, cool! Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great one. Anthony just said weekly release so the Dusty Wheel can do an after show. I agree, Anthony. That is something coming up.
Yes,
that's absolutely in our plans. We've talked about that before. Continues to be part of our plans. When it doesn't matter, honestly, how they release. I'd rather a weekly release, but however they release the episodes, it's going to be like we're going to be live talking about this stuff all the time.
And we have to show how much I was right. So.
It'll be fun to compare. I think it'll be fun to compare this, like what we did in live adaptation to the actual show. It'd be fun to kind of like side by side get our quotes about what we thought was going to happen, and then whether or not they did happen. Oh yeah, that's going to be fantastic.
I am so ready to be so wrong. I'm
Taylor,
cool with it.
Can you throw in now that I think we've gotten probably most people are going to show up today for this live stream? Let's throw in a little. Let's capture everyone's names for a giveaway for everyone that showed up. I want to give away one of the nightlights. If you've never seen one of the nightlights that we had made by Jen, Jen's wife of Rob from Weekly Wheel News. If you never saw these nightlights, they're really cool. But, it has these panels with the Dusty Wheel on it. There's one that has the pipe, too. And I love the pipe ones. And so I kind of want to give one of these. I feel like we haven't given one of these away in I don't know, like been like 5 or 6 months. So Taylor will throw out he'll collect all of your names if you're interested in getting one of those, and we'll send that out to somebody that showed up today. Miss Sarah James already threw an iRaffle. Not just yet. It's coming up here. And I agree that the nightlights are a lot of fun. Let's bring our next caller in while we get that going. And let's see who it is. Welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How you doing?
Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Stone McShave.
Hey.
Your second caller from Sweden.
Yeah, excellent.
Hey, how's
love
it going?
I love our fan base in Sweden. It's fantastic. So how you doing, Stone McShave?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. It's good to see you live for once. You're usually middle of the night for me.
Yeah, I know. This is next Wednesday. We're going to announce all the shows that we plan on doing for August, and we're certainly going to have more Sunday shows. So at least you'll be able to show up at those. That'll be good. So what's your thought? What's your question?
I wanted to bring this back to the beginning of the Dusty Wheel on YouTube.
Okay.
And I wonder, because you broke down the show in the beginning, which scenes will be in the beginning and so on.
Yep.
And I want you to say now, after what is it, half a year or something, have your decision changed about the first 2 scenes? What's the first 2 scenes in the first episode?
I like it. So, yeah, this is a great question. And for those of you that are watching in chat, as you're also entering the raffle for the nightlight, I'm kind of curious at your answer to this question also, which is, with everything we know from the news, what are the first 2 scenes that we get from, season 1, episode 1, first 2 scenes? Where are you at right now with that? Todd, Mary, do thoughts come to mind? Do you feel more sure, less sure, or just kind of always the same as you always have?
I'm kind of the same I always have. Because that's the way I want it to be. So, I mean, I can't really just throw that away. So I hope that it's Rand and Tam. That's really what I want to see.
Rand and Tam but first 2 scenes though. So Rand and Tam, you get Rand and Tam. What would be your second scene?
They've already talked about Pat and Fane stepping off the.
Pat and Fane in the wagon.
Yeah. I was gonna say they've mentioned that as an opening scene, if not the opening scene.
Right.
So yeah, I think the Pat and Fane scene is likely going to be one of those. You want to see Rand and Tam as the other one. Mary, what are you looking at as far as a second scene there? If you're going to go with Pat and Fane, what's your thoughts?
I think it would be nice to see a visual and starting from somewhere up high that shows the lay of the land, with the quote, the wheel of time turns and ages come and go as a voiceover. I think that would be nice. It's kind of cliche, but it's cliche for a reason. It's a nice touch, and I want to get those words somewhere in the show, just because they are the start of every book. It's tradition. So if we could see, a camera mounted on a drone or something, and it's just going through, you can see the mountains, you can see the woods, you can walk, you can go over, Tam and Rand and Bella with their cart going into Emmons Field, and you've got Pat and Fane going into Emmons Field from the other side, and this little village in the middle of nowhere is where everything starts, and I'm really excited to see that, no matter where it goes from there.
I come back to this a lot. Is it going to be too Tolkien-esque, or is that the whole point? I mean, I know that was Jordan's point, which is to begin there, and maybe starting there is the point. What do you think, Stubble? What's your hope for the first 2 scenes? You asked us the question. I'll give you my answer after you give me your answer.
Okay. I would like to start with the Aiel War, just a bit of it, just a few bits of it, with Tam finding Rand, but you don't see any faces or something. And then it would lead to a title card, and then those 2 on the road to.
Gotcha. you want them to do a kind of a connection scene, kind of one of those where you see you're seeing into the past, and then they do a transition to those same characters into the future. I think that could be pretty powerful too.
A cold opening from the Isle War.
Yeah, that's
and then that scene, and the prologue I would use later on as a flashback scene from Shyamalan's point of view.
Yeah, I kind of wonder. So my addition to this discussion you brought up here is since we're bringing Logain into the books, into the show in a bit larger capacity, I could see them throwing people off a bit by having a scene with Logain be part of the beginning. I don't know if it's going to be one of the first two or anything, but definitely part of the beginning, which is where people are calling him the Dragon Reborn. And I could see doing a cut scene kind of like you did, which is, this battle scene potentially, or this scenes with Logain that deal with him being the Dragon Reborn that cuts to Rand and Tam, basically. So an idea of kind of connecting those two scenes together. So that'd be a fun thing. I don't know if it would work. It's just something that came to mind when you asked the question. By the way, thank you for holding online. And as always, I appreciate your comments on social media and you following the show. And look forward to our continued discussions over the many months as we get closer to the release. Hey, but have a good evening out there in Sweden, okay?
Yeah.
Thanks. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, this is it's coming down. It's actually an important kind of question now, which is when is this
question?
Yeah, it's hard to know, but I kind of like almost the idea of the Logain switch over to Rand and Tam versus the Dragonmount switch to it. So we have one more caller on. Let's bring him in, and then we can jump to. I kind of want to ask everyone in chat, and then we'll pick a giveaway winner. We'll probably finish this up in about 15 minutes, but I want to ask everybody in chat, which is, what do you want to see us do next, etc. But don't answer that just yet. Let's bring our last caller, and then we'll have that discussion. And it's someone Badger Reborn. Welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey. Hi, thanks for having me on.
Hey.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So what's up?
I had a question for now and then an idea for a future episode.
Okay, go for it.
So the question for now, for all three of you, if you had the ability to either just do one of either skimming or traveling, and with the having to know where you're at or having to know the place you're going, which one would you find more useful?
Well, I mean, because traveling is you have to. I thought with traveling you have to have a better concept of where you're at, right, in order to be able to open a gateway there. Mm-hmm. So I would probably prefer skimming, even though traveling is, faster in the sense. I would probably prefer skimming because I wouldn't want to always. I would mix them up, but I think if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably pick skimming. I'd rather want to go somewhere often. It's tough. It's a tough call because people would say maybe if you're living at your house and you know that area really well, and so you could always just open a gateway there. I see traveling show up with Andrew there. Mary, Todd, do you have a pick?
Well, I have a 14-hour car ride ahead of me in a couple weeks, so either sounds really nice right now. But I don't see why you couldn't. In the books, it made sense to have them be separate, and it served a purpose having skimming be separate from traveling. Spoilers. When we were dealing with Asmodean, before which part with the skimming and the Asmodean.
Yeah.
But do we need to have? I mean, what's the value of having all those different modes of powered transportation or moving from one place to another? The scope of the series changed once the good guys figured out traveling, and skimming was kind of an interim step, and trying to get from one place to another was a main theme of the first several books, and they had to come up with different ways. They used the ways, they used the portal stones, they hoofed it all the way to Camelin across Andor, and it took time.
Yeah, you'd go for. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It adds depth to the books, but do you need it in the show? That's all the different types of.
I feel like you're adding a show topic here, which is a great question, which is when it comes to all the means of traveling, are we going to see them all? I don't want to answer that question right now, but maybe we'll do something like that. Todd, do you have an answer to this? Are you a traveling versus over skimming? By the way, I've seen everyone's comments in chat. They're like, who even skims anymore? I like that.
Yeah, I would be traveling. I would rather just do the step through and be done.
Like how Khalil said, I hope they skim over skimming. Nicely done. I enjoy that. Badger, would you pick traveling too?
I was originally thinking what you said about skimming being a little bit more useful, but there's also the possibility that you fall off the platform and die, or just fall into sleep. So,
I mean,
yeah, traveling.
You do
that
bring
would
that
totally
up.
happen to me.
I'm a procrastinator, so I would want skimming because I would want to use that time to really quiet. Just want to use it to prepare for wherever I was going, instead of like opening up a gateway and all of a sudden you're there and people expect something. So I would use it to address my procrastination tendencies. So what's your idea for a new episode or another episode here at the Dusty Bill?
I thought of this from something a previous caller said, so I apologize if he said the exact same thing. I don't think he did, but which Forsaken, or if you were the Dark One, which Forsaken would you choose to keep trapped in the bore with you instead of releasing them? So the main reason for doing that would probably be because they were the most damaging to the Shadow, but maybe also, he just wanted to chat with someone, or if he'd had someone to play him music the whole time, he would have been more relaxed and could have made better evil decisions.
So basically, who does he want as his companion in the bore with him?
Yeah, or not released to the world.
Like if the Dark One could have chosen somebody, and you would think that, like, talk through an episode of of that itself. Yeah, we could talk about
all about the Forsaken, all about the Chosen.
Yeah, the expose and the Chosen, but this is more specific to and basically you're asking like who's doing the worst job for the who's actually fighting against the Dark One. I mean, obviously the answer would be my favorite, so we can't have this happen, but it'd be Lanfear. But we can. Yeah, I like the episode. I like the episode suggestion. Badger, by the way, I checked out one of your recent videos. I like what you're doing, what you're iterating on your show there, and interesting topics you threw out there recently. So yeah, appreciate the work you're doing, and appreciate you giving us a call on today, our 7,500 subscriber chat. So any other comment before
thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
we'll see.
I appreciate that a lot, but congrats on the 7,500.
Yeah, no, it's fun, and like I said, keep going. Content creation, I get it. It's a lot of work, and so I appreciate you keep pushing your own channel there. And for everyone that's here, hopefully you've checked out Badger Reborn. Like I said, threw out a really interesting question about the Wheel of Time as far as transgender characters, and is trying to have a conversation about it, which I think is a good thing to do. And instead of just kind of a whine fest from fans, I think having the conversation is a good one. So yeah, Badger, have a good one, man, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, you too.
Yep, bye-bye.
Bye.
So this is what. By the way, I totally appreciate all the ideas that everyone's thrown out today while we're chatting. If we'll get a little giveaway going here, and then we'll do a little final discussion for anyone that has not entered the raffle. Put in !raffle, and you can join it, and we'll give away the nightlight. I'll send it out to you. But if you have already entered, you don't have to do it again. This is where I love seeing like people enter like 7 times. It's not going to actually increase your odds, but I'd probably do it too.
Vote early, vote often.
Vote early, vote often, exactly. So if there's anybody else out there, we'll give you like 30 seconds to throw a request into raffle, then we'll give this away. And like I said, we'll just end up here in a couple minutes. By the way, please do like this video. Again, it's one of those YouTube things. People will find it if you like it. I appreciate you showing up this afternoon, and make sure you do show up next Wednesday. We're talking all about what's coming in August. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we do a lot more giveaways, and I think you're going to enjoy the giveaways. We're going to do some more of the coasters, which will be a lot of fun. I know there's very few of those out in the world right now. So yeah, Taylor, why don't you go ahead, and we're going to pick the winner of the raffle. If you haven't entered, then I'm sorry. I'm delaying and talking more slowly to try to give people the option. My lord, if you're hearing us out there, there's a space between the exclamation point and the raffle, so that won't enter you. So you'd have to put it. It's already closed, so it's not going to matter. Taylor already closed it, so it'll be next time. Come back on Wednesday if you didn't get a chance, and we'll we'll make sure that you do get a chance to be part of the raffle. So, yeah, Taylor, go ahead and pick our winner. Let's find out who won the ter'angreal Nightlight. We haven't given away. I'm excited to have more of those out in the world. Like, I'm always like waiting here, like it goes quiet. I'm like, oh, yes, Hedsky has won the Nightlight. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations. Ping me on Discord. You can find our Discord in the description. As always, you can always hit me up on basically any part of social media, and we will figure out getting that to you. Just need your address, obviously. So yeah, congratulations. Yeah, I'm seeing everybody. Yeah. I like how Kevin just said Hedsky cheated. Insider trading. I like it.
Is it cheating when you're playing both sides of the board?
Exactly. So for these last couple minutes, while you're all still here, now focused, I know you didn't win the giveaway, so maybe you're not as excited about this question, but what would you like us to see us do next when it comes to, I don't know, it doesn't really matter, show times, show lengths, content that we're putting out, live content, pre-recorded content, guests we've already had, new guests, show format, whatever it is. What would you like us to see us do? I keep on saying, what would you like us to see us do next? I'm going to try to stop saying that. What would you like to see us do next? That's, again, type of merchandise itself. Throw it out in chat there, and we'll talk about it really here quickly, and I'll see what you have to say, Mary and Todd. So Vance said, I'd like to see you have those two blokes from the Gleeman on to talk about Watt misconceptions or favorite comedy moments. I hear you, Vance. Dusty Wheel, when are you going to have Brian the Gleeman on? Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question too. I think Brian will definitely be joining us in an episode coming up. Brian, and for those of you that don't know who Brian is, Brian's and all of our friends from Theoryland, and he and I run a little podcast called BARSIDE Chats. It's a Wheel of Time podcast. You can find it pretty much. I think I looked up Wheel of Time on Apple and I found it. So you should be able to find it
on
now.
Spotify. I've been listening to it there. And I have to say, I find myself wanting to type something in a chat because I disagree with you guys. I'm like, no, that's not how podcasts work.
Yeah, that's not how they work. But yeah, we're going to try to bring on fans and just anybody onto that chat. It's meant to just be casual discussions. So yeah, BARSIDE Chats. It's a lot of fun, and I'll definitely have Brian on. That's a great one. Yeah, Taylor. Innkeeper. Oh yeah. If you're into lifting weights, we could do an episode of the Innkeeper lifting.
I'll lift a cup.
I don't know if I want to. I don't want that one to be live streamed. When I can't get that weight up and be like, oh shoot. Stephen Rawls put another deep dive on a theory. I really like the Nakomi video. Yep. So one of the deep dives, we put this out on Twitter a while ago, was to understand the future of the Aiel. That was an interesting topic. We may cover that one, or I may come back to Twitter and ask around and see if there have been any changes in what people would like. But I agree, Stephen, we have to do more deep dives. That has to happen. Christian put character-specific episodes. Totally agree. That one has to come up. Northern Lights said, possible topic, speculation or facts, if we have from the notes on how much and which parts of the final 3 books were in fact Robert Jordan's notes versus Brandon's additions, fill-ins. Yeah, I doubt we're going to get that. That doesn't show up in the notes that I think they've released exactly. So I doubt we're going to get that specifically until they are released. But that would be an interesting question. Let's see. Shantini said, I want you to have interesting conversations about the Wheel of Time.
We try.
So when we hit 10,000, somebody wants to know when we hit 10,000 if we're going to set a camera on Taylor. And
yes.
On the show. Yes.
Taylor will be actually on the show. So 10,000 subscribers stream. It will be Taylor and I taking your questions. That's what's going to happen. He'll be on the show. I actually should make him run the live stream, right? He should be here, and I should be over there, and you should all be talking to Taylor I love that idea.
There you go.
Give me a thumbs up if you want to have Taylor during our 10,000 live stream. He'll run this where I'm at. He'll be the innkeeper, and I'll be running behind the scenes. I think that, because then I get to just say crap randomly to him while he's doing stuff.
I could read the Wikipedia page for all the books.
Taylor can answer your questions about the Wheel of Time. Skeeterish said 24-hour live stream, just you 3. 24-hour single live stream.
That would get boring.
Yeah, you would think, right? That would take a lot of planning to not be boring.
Well, no, if we kept the phone lines open, it would be actually kind of fun. But
that would be interesting to do a 24-hour live stream once the first episode comes out, and give everyone in the world a chance to watch it and just have a live. Okay, that just sounds crazy, but maybe I like doing the crazy stuff. So. Miss Sarah James said, an episode on LTT and Rand's madness. Absolutely. We're doing a Loose Theron episode. That has to happen. That's going to happen in the next 2 months. We're going to bring in what I would call some experts on the topic and detail what that is and why that is. I think that would be an amazing one because I think it's misunderstood. Beth said a discussion about the Forsaken that we're not completely sealed into the bore. That could be a really interesting one.
Just an entire show on the Forsaken would be good.
Yeah.
I really liked the shows that we did with Canablis, I like to call him, John for What Up, the character deep dives, the one that we did on Gawain and Egwin, and
we need to come back
some
to
more
that one.
Controversial Wheel of Time characters and do deep dives on why they get so much love or why they get so much hate.
Yeah, for sure. By the way, Taylor, Sarah Curly Whirly said, "Yay, 10K and Taylor with his guns."
What about my calves?
What about his calves? Yeah, he wants to know what
They are
everyone
well
thought about his
turned.
calves. If you haven't seen Taylor's calves, this feels weird, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you haven't seen Taylor's calves and it's something you're interested in, he's 19, so it feels less weird than that, I guess.
Almost 20.
Almost 20, that's right. If you would like to see his calves, you just need to go watch the Twatcast live stream. I think it's number 4 because Taylor shows up because Delusions of Grendel.
Delusions of Grendel.
She requested the calves and donated money for that. Apparently, Taylor's all about showing his calves for donation. I agree with this idea. I'm seeing telethon and charity come up. Yeah, we might have to do something like that at the 10,000 subscriber. Or we do this with like I said, when the show comes out, maybe we'll do like just a live stream for 24 hours and just talk the episode and at the same time collect money for some charity at the time. I don't know. That could be fun. Let's see. Quick everyone. Oh, Beth Roberts said, quick everyone, create a second YouTube identity and subscribe again. That seems like cheating, Beth. Don't do that. Miss Sarah James, I would love an Age of Legends show. Try to rebuild what the world was like from the clues we have. The Second Age. Absolutely. And I was actually on an episode of Talk Around Riyadh when we talked about the Age of Legends. So it could be fun to go back and listen to where we went there and maybe build on some things that Talk Around Riyadh's done. Christian said, I really like the creature feature suggestion. Yep, I think we definitely have to do that. Vincent said, another episode of the notes. That is for sure happening. Like the next 2 months, there'll be 2 more episodes of notes. We'll talk about what that is going to be here on Wednesday if you show back up and you want to know. So Badger said, what about relationship-specific episodes, a.k.a. Nynaeve and Rand? Talk about WAP misconceptions. Yeah, Vance definitely wants to come onto that show, Stone Dog. So, future of the idea, what future? They're so third age. Live, Luck Puddle said, live, discuss the best in and Wheel of Time other than the Dusty Wheel and why. I like these. Those are great ideas. How in the world has no one already created a podcast called Barside Chats? Yes, right, Badger? We're the first Barside Chats. I don't understand. How is that possible? Let's see what else is up here. And deep dive in the questions and answers for Rand, Matt, and Moiraine behind the red door frame. We could talk about that. That's a good one. Leafcast, Brother Dan said, why not talk to puppets? I got it. Thank everyone for your ideas here. I have to go back and now I'll pull some of these ideas into a file. We're trying to do about 8 shows in August. That's a lot of shows. And what I've realized is there's just not enough times we can come on. Maybe when we have 700,000 subscribers, I'll have more time to be able to do something like that. But yeah, someday in the future, I'd love to do more episodes where we could tackle these things. But yeah, 8 episodes. If you figure for the next 2 months, we got 16 episodes probably at the most. And we're going to try to fit in a lot of these ideas. But I love the ideas because it's going to give us a list of things to keep working on. So, and Andrew just put deep dive on Min's viewings that did not come to fruition. I love that. So I'll go back and look through these great ideas. I saw lots of episode ideas. No one's really pushing us to do anything other than like the telethons or long live streams. So I'll reach out and see if there's anything else you want to see us do from a panel standpoint. It seems like you like this format, so I guess we'll keep going down this road. Thank you everyone for your support. Really appreciate it. It was a shorter episode. Todd, Mary, thank you so much for being part of this.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's been fun, and hopefully we'll get the mugs back out for those of you that are looking into buying a mug. We can't wait to have that too. More mugs, more Wheel of Time or Dusty Wheel mugs in the world is not a bad thing. So
right.
Yeah, and we'll see everyone Watt Wednesday. Like I said, a lot more giveaways. We'll have guests on, and of course we'll be talking about Wheel of Time news, and we'll also be talking all about what's happening in August. So don't miss, like Shantini said, don't miss our extravaganza, and I don't use that word lightly. So as we say around here from the Dusty Wheel, I guess it's good afternoon from the Dusty Wheel, and smash to black.
If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.